wanted to reconnect us, reconnecting us to God, to ourselves, back to the community. So, hey fam. My battery is dead. I mean, had a pretty interesting day today. Okay? So, I woke up to the sound of kaboom. And what happened was a squirrel got fried. Yeah, he got baked. So while he was playing around with the electrical wires overhead, he must have hit the wrong wire. And his little butt was fried. So, when he hit that, it took out the electric in like our area. So apparently somehow he hit a live wire. Yeah. So my son ran over and took some videos of it because the cops were there. And his fur was a dark fried coat. Okay, I was like, listen. Do that happen a lot? Do squirrels run across the wire and trip on the wire and get fried? And the guy from Pico was like, yeah, it happens a lot. So that's like, my son was like, that's a squirrel's worst nightmare. So, anywho's, it took about, it didn't really take that long for Pico to come in and get us up again. So, I decided to go in Center City. Okay? So now I'm sitting here, right, looking at all these people gathered around. You see all them folk? And, I mean, folk like to sit out. They like to sit out and, and stand in line. And, like, I'm not the stand in line kind of girl. If there's a line, I got to keep it moving. But anyway, so I ran inside the store to get something to drink. Oh, that's a pretty dog. People treat their animals like people. I mean, it's really fascinating. I mean, especially when you come in Center City. Fascinating. Anyway, so I ran inside, put my car, and ran inside so I can go get something to drink. And I came out and my car's not starting. So I guess I'm gonna. So anyway, part of what I've been doing is, and listen, it's not an easy job putting together a business. It really isn't. I mean, it sounds good. It really does. Sounds good in theory. I'm gonna start my own business. I'm gonna but to get that thing together and have all your ducks lined up in a row, it's a job. It's really a job. But I can say that I'm moving forward. I have finished part of my process. So the other part, God is dealing with. Now, in the meantime, right, I wanted to come with some rap. I really do want to start, but I really want to start doing this wellness recovery action plan. I just want people to just taste it and see what you think about having a wellness recovery action plan. Something that you can put down, like your triggers. Like, this ain't, like, fam, this has nothing to do with drug addiction. Nothing. This has to do with recovering from life. Like the kind of crap we're going through right now in this pandemic thing, and people are acting crazy and weird and strange, and the folk that you thought you had on your side ain't on your side. Like, all kinds of stuff is happening to us, right? So one of the things that I would like to do is I would like to be stable, right? So no matter what people throw at me, I'm like the Duracell battery, baby. I keep on going. Okay? So, like, I had I have an interesting week, right? And, like, I had to tell myself, this is me. This is what I tell myself. Wanda, don't make somebody else's issues your issues, right? Don't do that. Because there's things that happen to us, right? And you might look and say, damn, what did I do? At least that's what I do. That's what I do. One of the things that I do is I turn the mirror on me, and then I start questioning my actions and my words and, my motives, right? But I had a situation that happened to me, and it wasn't about me. It really wasn't. It wasn't about me. It was about what somebody did to me. And not only did they do damage, I was fearful to continue to have a relationship with this person, because if you did it once, you do it again, right? And the only way you won't do it again is if you're working on that area consistently. Because I'm learning that, baby girl, change don't happen overnight. It don't. So, stuff sounds good. Oh, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do this no more. Like, I'm talking about me now. I know how many times I say that shit. Right? I'm done. I'm done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. I'm not going back that road. Right? But that's just words. And then the people that know me the best, they start seeing the behaviors. Right? They look at the behaviors. For example, let's just give you an example. Let's say I'm a drinker. Okay? And I drink a lot. I'm just saying. This is hypothetical. It's hypothetical. Right? So let's say I'm a drinker and I drink a lot. So, before I actually start to indulge in over drinking, there's some stuff that I'm going to be doing before I even pick up that drink. Right? So, people that's around me watch the signs of the behavior, and then they know, oh, she on her way out to do the drink. You don't have to be some great future teller. You just watch the behaviors. It's like I remember when I was up in prison, right? And we were sitting around. It's like I was in a quad. A quad is 4 people, and we're just telling our story. Like, it was a late night. I guess nobody really felt like sleeping. So the 4 of us started telling our story about how we got to Muncie. Right? So one girl, she told her story, and I was like, damn. Right? Right? Another girl told her story. Right? I was like, damn. They really got me beat. Right? So, this other chick named Terry, white lady, older white lady, and she had watched over years. She was affected by domestic violence. Right? And she was telling a story that no matter what she did, when her husband came home, she would watch, because what he did will indicate to her whether she's going to get her ass whipped that night or not. So, after she told her story, she was saying how this particular night of her arrest, she watched him. He came in, right? She put her food in his meal in front of her, and he didn't say anything, right? But he took his hands, right, and slammed them on top of the table. Like his plate was in the middle, right? And he took his hands and slammed them down. And she told us she knew she was going to get an ass whipping. She didn't even know why, right? But that's what he did. So she watched his patterns, his behavior, and she knew by watching what he did before he actually hit her that she was getting ready to get a butt whipping. So this particular night, when he slammed his hands down, she went over to the kitchen cabinet and hence to stab his ass, right? And I'm not justifying violence by no means, you know. But in her world, like we can never really say what will be our breaking point. We can't. And therefore we can't judge other people when they have their breaking point, because you don't know, you know. So she hence to stab him 12 times until he was dead. Okay? And we all got quiet because it was just as casual as you talking to somebody about the weather. So I said to her, just to break the silence and to really kind of like understand this, I said, well, Terry, if you had to do it all over again, knowing what you know, would you? And she looked at me and she shook her head. She said, nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that. If I knew what I knew, I wouldn't stab him to death. She said, I would shoot the motherfucker because stabbing him took too long. Okay. We all was like, okay. You know, and I'm saying all that to say, I was referring to this because patterns of behavior tells the whole story. And you don't have to read somebody's future. You know what I'm saying? We make patterns, right? Right? We have certain things that trigger us, right? And it's real important for us to know what triggers us, right? Because a lot of times, fam, if you really think about it, a lot of us don't even know what triggers us. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So, triggering us is like a wound. And the wound covers over with a scab. But the initial wound is still there. It's still there. Right? So, for me, when someone triggers me, it's like peeling off my scab and it starts to bleed again. That's what it's like to me. When somebody triggers me, sometimes I don't even know where the hell it comes from. That thing's so deep, buried in my subconscious, like I just react. Right? But it's something to have somebody, you say to somebody, you know, when you did this, I felt like that. Or when you did this, like, I have an issue with it because it was a painful place for me, right? And they don't acknowledge it. They don't acknowledge that they play no part. Oh, well, I tried, you know, I made amends and, you know. You may have. But you may have made amends. But can you acknowledge that it's still an issue that needs to be worked on? Because making amends is only one part. You got to do some more work. You know? You got to do some more work. And internal work is a mother chucker. You know? Internal work it's like one of the hardest things we could ever do in life is to work on ourselves. Okay? So, I'm sitting here waiting for my son, looking out the window, waiting for him to come and give me a jump. And I figured, since I'm waiting, I might as well just post a video. And the video is on change. Patterns of behavior can tell the future. Yep, patterns of behavior. So, family, I really am getting therapeutic help through these videos. I really am. And I believe that I'm becoming stronger in a lot of ways. Like, I believe that I'm seeing a lot of my flaws, because when I say something to somebody and it comes right back on me, then I say, oh, well, Wanda, you need to watch what the hell you say. Because if you're not going to live it, don't say it. Don't say it. And don't make it so easy to tell somebody else what they can do. You do it first. You lead the way. Okay? So, I'm saying all that to say, I'm Wanda. Reconnect Us, LLC. Reconnecting us to God, to ourselves, and back to the community. Peace, blessings, and prosperity. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Like. Comment. Comments help me. Comments help me. So keep it 100. Wanda, you talk too much. Keep it 100. Wanda, you be talking about bullshit. Keep it 100. Wanda, you really need to, like, cut your videos down some, so they won't be so long. Keep it 100. Peace, blessings, and prosperity. One love.